Welcome to Angus IT, the podcast all about anxiety, depression, and feeling incredibly burnt out. Ye fucking ha 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 ha. If you've been on my Instagram, you will have noticed in my stories that I am a ghost of a person right now. I am quite used up emotionally and physically. I promise things are okay. There's just been a lot of stress. And it's really weighing on me, and I think it's been weighing on me for a while, and I've just reached the point where it has combusted. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but the body holds a lot of stress, and whether we are cognizant of it or not, it starts to build up. And then sometimes it's the smallest thing, or maybe someone mentions something, or they ask you how you are, and then you actually pause and you look at it, and then you're like, oh, fuck. Like this happened to me in therapy last week. Like we were talking about something completely different, and then just randomly I just started crying, and it was kind of unexpected, and it was like, oh, what's going on? And I was like, I think I'm incredibly stressed. Like I just paused and I was like, damn. And I think something I do a lot is that I underplay how I feel, and I forget the threshold that is normal for how much stress you should be feeling, and not that you can always control it. Unlike the person today who helped me donate my blood, she took my blood pressure. No, she took my pulse. I mean, she did both, but she took my pulse. And she's like, okay, so your pulse is a little high. If you can just calm down for me, we'll do this again. I was like, wow, yeah, I can do that. I'm going to calm down. I'm really anxious. I'm stressed. You're about to stick me with a needle, but let me just take a deep breath here and figure it out. That cracked me up. But you know, it's one of those things where I just haven't been with it, I feel like, and it's definitely affecting the podcast. I mean, maybe you don't hear it or whatever. You don't hear my mopey dopey self, but I'm struggling to keep things together, and I am really excited. I decided to take all of next week off from work. I need a reboot. They're about to work on my roof, which is going to be so fun, seeing as I have a dog who is incredibly anxious and doesn't like loud noises. And they told me to watch out for falling nails. So it's going to be raining nails, just to add to my fun, exciting life. But yeah, I don't always know when I'm not doing okay, and I tend to push myself, and I think I see life as a win or a loss, as though it's a competition, and if I don't push through, then this ambiguous they, the man, what have you, wins. And I think that stems from a fear that my mental health has taken away things from me. There have been things that maybe I haven't gotten to do or adventures I haven't gotten to embark on because of my mental health. And I think that really rubs me the wrong way, as you can imagine. And so I view life as this constant game, and I want to win to prove something. And I think it really makes me mad when I can't do something because of my mental health and I feel like a failure. Ironically, I would not ever tell anybody that. And I think that I've been told by my friends who don't have, mental health problems to the extent that I do, that, sometimes they feel the same way. It's easy when you're anxious or depressed to think that you're the only one that goes through a lot of the situations you go through, but even people who don't have the disorder necessarily, people can still feel weird about going to new places for the first time, or they may have panic attacks when they go on dates. And it's not unusual in that case. That's not to downplay what we experience, but I think it helps to know that it's not that everybody else has a perfect batting average. They also slip up and throw their bat and hit somebody in the head from time to time. Let's not talk about my softball career right now. All that being said, I've entered this episode. I'm going to try to keep it shorter because I am recording this on Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and I still need to edit it. So I don't know why. It just occurred to me that maybe on days like this, I shouldn't record a 40-minute episode. Maybe it's okay to do like 15 to 20 minutes, like rein it in, sister. So I am, because I'm trying to listen to myself. Ironically, you might be hearing the buzzing of a phone in the background. That's my friend Laura. Hi, Laura. She told me to take a creative break. I said, ha, 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 ha. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I figured, maybe at least the Elaine Best version of this could be that I just, not try to create something that feels epic to me and wonderful. And I've also been thinking a lot about humor and how, I go about my life. And I love being funny and I love making people laugh, but I think I use it in a lot of situations. And sometimes I'm afraid to go do things because I'm worried that I don't feel up to it to be funny. And it just occurred to me that maybe in that sense, I feel like to connect with people, I need to put on a show, a fun performance. And that's a lot. It's like going to do an improv concert, on a weekly basis or something. So like if I go to a party, LOL, I wish these days. But if I go to a party and I don't know the people, I feel like I got to be on. And obviously I'm not going to be, feeling it all the time. And especially in the state I've just described, I feel like a pile of fern feces. Which in a way is pretty nice because I feed her incredibly stupid, expensive dog food because she has a sensitive stomach. So, that's still like me giving me like some credit, self-love, if you will. But, it just kind of flipped everything on my head when I thought about that, which, why do I need to dissect that part of my life right now? Who knows? Existential crises bring up everything, I guess. And I just tried, the past week to check on my interactions with people, regardless of how close I am to them or not, and just kind of realized that, there's some times when I don't really feel like doing a video call or I don't want to go see people because I don't think that I'm going to be entertaining enough. And apparently people just like to hang out with me because of me. And it's like, how many times have I just like made myself feel worse than I needed to because I just happen to not feel like a fucking stand-up comedian or busting out show tunes. And I don't know. I don't need to make myself feel worse. Clearly, I'm doing a good enough job on my own. I think I'm getting really pissed about the news. Next week is the election. I think that's another great reason to take the week off. Who knows what's going to happen. I'm just really exhausted by everything right now. And so I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Just in one of those funks, I guess. So I'm trying to really hone it back in. I'm trying to get sleep. I've gotten to a point where I'm stressed enough that I kind of get to sleep, but I'm waking up early and I just don't go back to bed, which ideally would be great because I've been sleeping until the very last minute for my work stuff. But now it's like I just wake up, even if I was up until midnight, I wake up really early and I'm just like, I guess this is it. I'm so stressed that I'm awake. I'm wired. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I should take a creative break. I really don't want to because, again, it feels like if I do that, I'm letting them win. I'm letting the exhaustion win. And how many more things in my life do I have to give up before it's enough? And I'm just not into it. But this is where it's hard with mental health, where you have to look at yourself and be like, girl, should you? So I'm hoping I feel better, and I think my week off will, make things better. But just a heads up, maybe the pod will kind of come in and out during November. I'm just trying to get it together. The Christmas special will definitely be going on. I'm not going to be gone for all of November. Don't get me wrong. And again, who knows? Maybe I'll just finally get, a chocolate cake, eat it all in one night. And on the sugar high, I just record 3 things. Who knows? But for now, it's just a very, like a gross, slimy state, I would say. Like I don't have enough sweatpants to help my emotions. So, I don't know. I think that I also worry about losing what I've got. I think I've gotten really sucked back into numbers and likes. And it's really easy to tell yourself, I don't care about that, because that's also the appropriate answer. This society wants you to say that, no, you don't care about the social media shit. I've become fragile enough that I'm like, I hate everything. I need other people to like me. It's like, that doesn't, fucking likes on social media doesn't mean shit about how they feel about you in person, right? So, unless that was incredibly depressing, whatever I just said, I'm sorry. Maybe, don't listen to me. I'm a sad clown right now. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of in the down. I'm in the down. And I don't know if I'm depressed, really. It's hard to say. My medication's been really great and I've been feeling really great, but I feel like external factors are just weighing down on me. And I think that's also annoying. It's like I've done the work and I've worked hard to feel as good as I do now. And then it's just very rude of the world to come by and say, okay, you finally got to a place where you feel really good. Let's just kick you while you're down and then shove you into a river with rocks in your pockets. And then otters come and you're like, they're cute and they are flesh-eating otters and they eat you alive. That's kind of the vibe I'm just feeling. And so that's also very frustrating. So I just want to say, if you're feeling that way right now, I fucking feel you. It's rude. I have talked about this before, but it's very frustrating when you feel like you've gone through everything and then you have what feels like a step back, and it feels like everything you did leading up to that was for nothing. It's like building a beautiful sandcastle and then a wave comes in and just crashes it all. And you have to start over again, it feels like. But I'm going to remind you and myself that that is not how it works. Each time you get better and stronger and you figure out more. So for example, I'm at least admitting right now that I'm incredibly stressed, and I've at least told people, and I am accepting that as part of my life. I am doing it this week. Before, I would have not. I would have buried it. I would have just let myself cry in my room forever. And then I would have beat myself up and then just continued to pretend that everything was fine. But everything is not fine. And I'm going to say that's okay, but it doesn't feel okay. But in the grand scheme of things, it's okay. It's fine. And there are still good things happening. I'm holding on to the little things right now. So for example, last episode, I talked about how my air filter has never been changed since I lived in this apartment, which has been 3 years. But something magical happened on Monday. Pest control was coming around. And I always assumed that pest control meant they had the little weird spray can thing, and they were just going, goodbye, bugs, get out of here. Okay, so they knock on my door, and usually I'm at work, so I never have actually seen maintenance in my apartment while I'm there. I just let them do it while I'm not there because I feel socially awkward and I don't want to interact with people in my home and have them see the slobbish way that I live my life. I'm shocked when they come, even though I had a flyer totally telling me that they were arriving. Time has meant nothing to me lately. And there are these two guys, and they're like, we're here for pest control. And I was like, shit, yeah, okay, come in. No idea what they're going to do. No idea where they're going to go. I hear them open this secret door that's in my kitchen. It's a little column, and it leads to my, what's it call it? The heater or whatever? Sure, the water heater. And I hear them close it, and I come downstairs after they leave, and I'm horrified because that's where I've put my insane castle of recycling I haven't let go of yet in front of it. So they shoved it out of the way, and I opened it because I was curious. And guys, pest control means that they change your air filter. My air filter has been consistently changed these past 3 years. The thing that I thought was the air filter was this big vent on the side of the column that's really fucking dusty, and it has a weird screw that you can't pull out with a normal screwdriver or a power drill. And y'all know, all I had to do to check my air filter was to open that door and see it smack dab in my face. Didn't have to do anything to change it. And so I laughed at myself, and honestly, it was a beautiful moment because it meant I didn't have to put in a maintenance request and maybe feel like an idiot later. So I have a new air filter. It's been working this whole time. I'm not going to burn down the entire complex. I'm also holding on to the fact that I donated blood, despite the fact that every time they tried to tell me something, I couldn't hear, so I just messed up. And like I said, my pulse was too high. And I don't know, it was kind of a stressful time, mostly on my part. But, I donated blood. I haven't done that for 10 years. I did it when I was 16. And I guess I just been like, I don't know, I think I got in my head. I got scared. It wasn't, happening. But they brought out the blood truck. That's an awful way to put it. Blood vessel. That's my favorite name for it that they have. And I was like, it's here. Trying times. Let's fucking do it. And I think I have one of the rarer blood types. I'm not sure. I just constantly want to think that I'm special. So let's pretend, yes, that's the case. But I don't know. Everybody needs blood, right? It's Halloween. So anyway, I gave away my blood, which was fun. And I don't know. That's good. I did some good. So yeah, little things I'm focusing on, and they're getting me through. So if you've had a shit day, week, month, decade, there are these little things we can hold on to. And I have lovely friends. And again, I'm not going to put more shit on my plate than I need to. And so I love this podcast, but this is where I'm going to end it. And I really hope that maybe with your extra time, you go find a good book you want to read. You go talk to a friend. You go listen to another podcast maybe you wouldn't have gotten to today. There's so many fabulous ones out there. So thank you for listening. Don't worry about me. I realize that sounded really sad, maybe that entire bit, but I am okay. I'm not okay with it being okay, if that makes sense. We're good. So yeah, thank you for listening. I hope that you find $3 on the ground specifically. I know that's an odd amount, but it's enough that you don't feel bad about keeping it. And then maybe like sanitize it because money already is gross, but extra grossness. And with that, I will maybe talk to you next Wednesday. Bye, Huffers.